Welcome to Python 3 Beginner 4 Selection. In this video we will talk about selection. I am Ali Reza. Welcome to this academy. So let's go. In Python, the selection statements are also known as decision-making statements or branching statements. The selection statements are used to select a part of the program to be executed based on a condition. Python provides the following selection statements: if statements, if else statement, if elif statement. If statement in Python we use the if statement to test the condition and decide the execution of a block of a statement based on the condition result. The if statement checks the given condition, then decides the execution of a block of statements. If it is true, then block of statements is executed, and if it is false, then block of statements is ignored. The execution flow of if statement is as follows. The general syntax of if statement in Python is as follows: if condition, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. When we define an if statement, the block of statements must be specified using indentation only. The indentation is a series of white spaces here. The number of white spaces is variable, but all statements must use the identical number of white spaces. Let's look at the following example code. So here we use 0, print, code what I code, do as what the video goes on, just print what I print, code what I code. Remember that, and practice more and more. When we run the above code, it produces the output as follows. When we enter a number which is not divisible by 5, then it produces the output as follows. In the above execution, the number 9 is not divisible but not by 5. So the condition becomes false, and the condition is evaluated to false. Then the if statement ignores the execution of its block of statements. If else statement in Python. In Python we use the if else statement to test the condition and pick the execution of a block of a statement. Either 2 blocks based on that condition. Result: the if else statement checks the given condition, then decides which block of statements to be executed based on the condition. Result: if the condition is true, then the true block of statement is executed, and if it is false, then the false block of a statement is executed. The execution flow of if else statement is as follows. The general syntax of if-else statement in Python is as follows. If condition, 3 statement, else 4 and 5. Whenever the condition is true, the statements 1, 2, and 3 are get executed. And if the condition is false, then the statements 4 and 5 are get executed. Let's look at the following example of Python code. Print num equal int. When we run the above code, it produces the outputs as follows. Elif statement in Python. In Python, when we want to test multiple conditions, we use elif statement. The general syntax of if-else statement in Python is as follows. In the above syntax, whenever the condition 1 is true, the statements 1, 2, and 3 or gets executed. If the condition 1 is false, the condition 2 is true, then the statements 4, 5, and 6 or gets executed. And if conditions 1 and conditions 2 both are false, then the statements 7 and 8 are executed. Let's look at the following example of Python code. Python code to illustrate if-else statement. When we run the above code, it produces the output as follows. In Python, the iterative statements are also known as looping statements or repetitive statements. The iterative statements are used to execute part of a program repeatedly. As long as a given condition is true, Python provides the following iterative statements: while statements and for statement. Two types of statements in here we have. First, while statement. In Python, the while statement is used to execute a set of statements repeatedly. In Python, the while statement is also known as entry control loop statement because in the case of the while statements, first the given condition is verified, then the execution of statements is determined based on the conditional result. The general syntax of while statement in Python is as follows. The execution flow of while statements is shown in the following figure. When we define a while statement, the block of statements must be specified using indentation only. The indentation is a series of white spaces. Here, the number of white spaces may be variable, but all statements must use an identical number of white spaces. Let's look at the following example Python code. I hope you didn't get bored till now. Coding may be boring sometimes, but we try to keep it alive, and we try students to learn Python in not a boring way. When we run the above code, it produces the output as follows. When we use a while statement, the value of the variable used in the condition must be modified, otherwise while loop gets into the infinite loop. A while statement with else clause in Python. In Python, the else clause can be used with a while statement. The else block gets executed whenever the condition of the while statement is evaluated to false. But if the while loop is terminated with break statement, then else doesn't execute. When we run the above code with count value 2, the else block gets executed because the break statement does not execute. It produces the output as follows. When we run the above code with count value 12, the else block is not get executed because the while loop is terminated with the break statement. It produces the output as follows. For statement in Python, the for statement is used to iterate through a sequence of a list, a tuple, a set, a dictionary, or a string. The for statement is used to repeat the execution of a set of statements for every element of a sequence. The general syntax of for statement in Python is as follows. In the above syntax, the variable is stored with each element from the sequence for every iteration. When we run the above code, it produces the output as follows.